Is it say? Uh, okay, so it's okay. I'll just give it a second until the stream starts. Okay, that should be long enough. Okay, last we saw the Onyx Circle. Our heroes just returned from a quest that they obtained from the town of Latest to try to parlay with some giants or track their movements. Recently, giants were being seen outside of their normal territory, and Latest was a little bit worried about what was going on. So, you guys went up to the north, and you guys happened to come upon a hill giant who was basically hitting a tree. He was very upset. You guys found through Sin's communication that the giant was basically a bit flustered in the fact that he was kind of being ridiculed and not really given attention because he was a non-combatant. He had never fought anything. He had never fought any great battles, anything. And so, with the lack of respect, he was pretty pissed. And seeing, the Onyx Circle, he basically saw the perfect quarry. But instead of engaging in a full-side battle, you guys came to an agreement with that hill giant that you would send a champion to fight him. He would fight that champion, and basically would allow that if he won and killed the person, or if he just won and let the person live, you guys would still be available to continue on. You guys did come up with the idea that if he did, try to kill Demosaries, you guys were going to basically kill him back. But Demosaries, despite all odds, actually managed to take the hill giant out. Luck may have been on his side, and the giant laid at his feet. You guys surrounded the giant, preparing to, ask questions and things like that. With the nature of your quest. And at that moment, you guys started hearing rumblings. It was almost like an earthquake. And you guys quickly encircled the giant as all of these other giants started breaking through the tree lines. And among the giants were 4 titans of each elemental type. And seeing the titans, you guys immediately were pretty scared due to their imposing size and nature. And a few of you guys had knowledge of titans and were aware of the threat they were actually capable of. Through some diplomacy and some, silver tongue of Sin and, using the right words and not pissing them off, you guys were able to convince the giants to, tell you guys what was going on. You guys were made aware that the giants are aware that things in Elois are not what they should be. That chaos is being sown throughout the land, people are getting ready for war, and a whole bunch of other crazy things are happening around everywhere. You guys tried to set up a meeting between the giants and Latest, which failed due to their kind of superior nature and kind of impatience of not wanting to deal with anything extra outside of you guys. But with respect for beating up one of their allies who was kind of out of place to begin with, from what you guys gathered, you guys were given permission to vacate the giant's territory, and with much zeal, the party quickly was like, "Fuck this," and left. Then you guys made your way back to Latest to, let the town know of the situation. And let them know that the giants, as long as people don't mess with them, are, they will remain peaceful with Latest as long as Latest does not agitate them. But on your guys' way back, every single night, it felt like you guys were being watched. At least once per the nightly watch, someone would hear or see something or feel like something was watching. This continued all the way throughout your entire trip until the evening when Sin decided to, while on watch with Daylock, to get naked. For the logic of, if he's going to stare at us now, he gets to be a perv. Because he's watching a naked gnome. So after that awkward morning, you guys made your way through the forests, through the webs, and you guys made your way to Latest. It was around dusk time. You guys had just made your way through the gates, and you guys are in Latest. It is dusk. Take it away.
Oh, thank Paler we're back, Conrad says.
Yeah, Daemis
that was a long time.
It's a little better, Cletus. Daemis is like, Daemis is like, oh yeah, that was not a fun trip.
But at least you got a good fight, right? And that tells the Daemis.
Yeah, but I really didn't get a lot of good sleep. You know, ever since that guy started watching us, or whatever was watching us, I really couldn't sleep very good.
Same. Like I felt like paranoid like the entire time. Like keep an eye out, all that stuff. I'm just glad we're home, for lack of a better word. Conrad says.
I was on logs.
What'd you say, Cletus? Okay. Yeah, Cletus says I was sawing logs. Sorry for those who are watching the stream. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties with Discord and one of our players. So bear with us. Daemis is like, okay, so we should probably just head over to the guard station.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Conrad says.
So you guys, Daemis starts walking towards the guardhouse. What do you guys do?
So does Conrad.
Yeah, Nat does too.
Okay. You guys make your way over to the guard station, and it's actually the same two guards that you saw last time. You guys gather that they kind of have a rotation. Cletus walks up and is like, "Hey guys," and they're like, "Oh, hey, Sir Cletus." And they look towards the rest of you guys. They're like, "Oh, the Onyx Circle, welcome back. We're glad that you returned. We heard from Captain Welton that you guys were on a pretty serious trek."
Yeah, we're back. Is he in by chance?
No, sorry. Yes, of course. Captain Welton's up in his office if you need to see him.
Okay.
Actually, could you guys wait a few minutes? And the one guard looks towards the other one. They whisper something, and the one guard runs inside. And
sure.
The other guard immediately comes back out. He's like, "Yeah, could you guys? You guys can come inside, but just wait downstairs. Captain Welton's seeing Mayor Ravon right now."
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Conrad says, and I guess he enters in to wait.
Yeah. Cletus, Daemis, and all the NPCs and people I'm taking care of, they start walking inside. While inside, you guys are pretty used to this open area at the beginning. There's one guard in there, just kind of like looks like he's eating his dinner, but that's about it. And Cletus looks over towards you, Conrad, and is like, "Wonder what he's talking to the mayor about."
I don't know. Maybe something else is going on.
So
Sin looks over. He's like, "Well, I mean, from what I hear, a lot of stuff has been going on." And Cletus is like, "Meh, maybe we'll find out, maybe not."
something bigger than Titans, Nat says.
Conrad chuckles. I hope not.
Sin looks over at you, Nat, and he's like, "Yeah, taxes."
Oh, jeez.
Sin's like, "Yeah, I mean, from what we've heard over the last, since we've been here, taxes seem to be one of the biggest issues a lot of people have been having. Besides, getting attacked by people." Daemis kind of chuckles at that. And you guys sit and wait. 5 minutes pass, 10 minutes pass, and eventually you hear pitter patter coming down the stairs. And you see Mayor Raylon just almost kind of storm out. Like it's very fast paced. Walks right past you guys very quickly. Doesn't pay you any mind or anything, and just immediately leaves the building. Like Cletus is like, "Oh hey," and the guy's already out. And Cletus looks towards you guys. Oh, that was rude.
Sounds like whatever it was didn't go too well. Conrad says.
And Cletus is like, "Should we head upstairs?" And Damon Sayers is like, "Yeah."
All right, yeah, let's go. Conrad says. He starts making his way up.
Okay. And you guys head upstairs, and as soon as you guys get to the top of the stairs, you see Captain Walton just on his desk, like just palm or head in palm, just kind of like rubbing the top of his the bridge of his nose. Like he's just really, it's obviously he is stressed out.
Conrad's gonna like kind of tap on the door and like kind of peek in like, "Hey, you okay?"
Oh, yeah, sure. Onyx Circle, yeah, come right in. Glad you guys returned safely. I was, out of all of your guys' jobs, this was the one that kind of made me the most nervous. I'm happy to see you guys. So, how did it go?
Well, we're back. It's been quite a journey, Conrad kind of chuckles.
Yeah, Cletus kind of looks at it. He's like, "Have we got a story for you?" And Damasaris is like, "Yeah, a giant story." And you just see the grin on Damasaris' face. Like, he's been holding on to this for a long time. He's like, "Okay, well, sure. Tell me what happened."
So, Conrad says, we made our way to the area where giants were kind of located at. And on our travels, we found a single young giant. And so what happened was we communicated with
like, Damasaris kicked its ass.
Yeah, after this giant himself said he was unproven and he wanted to prove himself in combat. So, and then kind of gestures to Damasaris. We scheduled a little one-on-one exhibition match, and Damasaris beat it. And
yeah,
the agreement was
Damasaris at this point is like almost like a Superman pose, like just kind of looking up towards like the invisible sky, like chest real far out, like head up, and Captain Welton's like, "Wow, I mean, figures the giant of a man would take on giant, but that's still very impressive. I mean, there aren't many who can fight a giant on their own and walk away from it."
Well, he's walked away and won. Conrad kind of pats him on the elbow, I guess, because he's so big.
Yeah, and Damasaris visibly grabs his elbow and goes, "Oh, like kind of. And Captain Welton looks at this exchange and goes, "Oh, I'm sure." And Cletus looks over. He's like, "Yep, we sure showed him."
Yeah. So after that, though, what happened was we had as soon as after we defeated him, there was this rumbling of the ground, and we were surrounded by an army of giants as well as, what was it, 4 titans, 6 titans?
An army?
It was a lot. Conrad's kind of like dead serious, pan serious. Like, it was a lot.
Yeah. Captain Walton kind of sits back in his chair and like brings his hand up to his chin and kind of ponders that. He's like, "Okay, continue."
So what happened was it was Storm Giant, I have a character, right, Damon?
Storm Titan.
Storm Titan, yeah. So the Storm Titan walked over to us and asked if this giant was bothering us. And we explained the situation to him, and he promptly punted the smaller giant as like a football. Anyway, we began a dialogue, and one of the things we were unable to do was to actually schedule an official meeting, but they told us that the reason for their activity is that there's, because of the chaos brewing in Evolus as general, and there's this figure known as the Shadow Man.
Say that. Walton immediately stops and looks towards you.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
They mentioned someone called the Shadow Man.
And he looks towards Damasarius, who, you know, is probably kind of a little bit towards the back, and he's like, Damasarius, could you close my door, please? And Damasarius turns around, closes his door. And he says, what news do you have of the Shadow Man?
Well, what they told us is the Shadow Man, they described him as someone who uses his words to compel people into war. Well, what the Giants and Titans are doing is they don't want to participate in any of his schemes. So they are, in a sense, preparing for war to defend themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and Captain Walton looks towards all of you very sternly. Says, these words do not leave this room.
Conrad nods.
And he looks towards everyone for confirmation.
Okay. That says.
And Sid nods his head. Corn's like, yeah, sure. This is something that not many people are aware of. We are not fully aware of what is causing all this chaos and, you know, things to go out of order. But through the Platinum Band and some of our own intelligence officers within Celestia, there has been a figure that has been popping up here and there through stories, secondhand information, things like that. What we are aware of, and I feel I can trust you with this information. Most of the guards are not aware. There are only a handful of people within Latest who even are aware of this. But I trust that you guys keep this to yourselves as to not cause a panic.
Of course, Conrad says.
We are not sure the nature, the cause, or the influence, or even the goals of said Shadow Man. But for most of our dealings of outliers, things like that, and a lot of our investigations, many of the people across Elois, not just Latest, but Celestia, Throgramir, even many of the cities to the east, he's appeared over the last, I would say, maybe 6 or 7 months. And wherever he goes, rebellion follows. Creatures, entities that normally have, you know, resigned themselves to the peace and the treaty that Elois follows, have been rebelling against its rules, its concords. And one by one, we're dealing with more and more upstarts of people who are basically all saying the same thing. He's basically going around and convincing people that they need to defend themselves, that they need to rebel, that they need to look out for themselves. And we're not quite sure if he is the one who's causing the events to lead to him to be able to do this, but he does seem to have a hand in influencing things.
Yeah.
Most accounts tell of a man who is, you know, almost enraptured in shadow. Some say he has, you know, long white hair. He's very gaunt looking, almost maybe elvish in nature. You know, the accounts that we've gotten of him are kind of muddled because he tends to stick to the shadows, but wherever he goes, immediate chaos follows. And, you know, there are issues even within Latest that we feel that he has his hands in. More and more people have been disappearing, and, you know, there are some among the inner circle of Latest who feel that it may be this man, or whatever it is, who's kind of manipulating or doing something in this area to cause that. We've had, and he kind of points towards Daylock. The Platinum Band looking into this and the missing people, and we still have a few more things to look into, and we may ask your help in the future in dealing with this problem. But from what I know, is he twists and manipulates people's perception of what is right and wrong, what society norms to follow, things like that. I only really ask that if you come across him, do not listen to his honeyed words.
Yeah, based on what we heard, he sounds like quite the conniving master, Conrad says.
From what we've heard, that seems to be the case.
Mhm.
And we're not quite sure if this entity is the one who's been egging on the dragons, or if the dragons are the ones who produced this entity. But we will continue to investigate it, and any information that you guys do find about this entity, it would be very grateful for you guys to put that forward.
We'll keep an eye out for sure. But other details that we uncovered was that the giants and the titans themselves are at war with the town called Terogramir.
Yes. Well, that is an ancient feud. It's kind of not our matter.
Yeah.
We are governed by Celestia.
Mhm.
Even though Celestia and Throgramir have an alliance, they do not meddle in each other's affairs.
Yeah, speaking of which, the message they kind of left with us in regards to Latesse was simply don't agitate them, and they won't commit violence against us.
Just leave him alone, pretty much. That's what Nat says.
Exactly, yes. Conrad says.
Okay. I will bring this matter to Mayor Ravon, and hopefully he can issue a proclamation to make sure people stay away from their areas. Throgramir can deal with giants. We cannot.
Yes.
So is that all?
I believe that's everything. Conrad kind of looks to the group.
Demissaries doesn't say anything. Sin is like, kind of one thing that we kind of had to deal with while we were gone, and he kind of looks towards the rest of you guys, kind of roll it insight if you want to try to
Yeah.
see what Sin's trying to.
They put down? Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Dang it. Great start, everybody.
Sure.
Great start.
Oh,
Conrad, you think he might be talking about the being watched?
okay. Yes. On our way back, and definitely on our way back, we felt like we were being watched by something, and it was something all of us experienced. Something was just kind of lurking, just in the shadows, watching us at night, and they followed us all the way here. In the sense, the journey.
Well, as I've said, there seems to be agents behind the scene that we are unaware of. All I can really say is, make sure to keep your guys' selves well protected and be observant. But if this does turn out to be, the entity known as the Shadow Man, don't allow him to engage with you, especially verbally. If this is him, he will try to twist and convince you to rebel or to act out.
As far as we are aware of, he didn't really say anything. The entity that was watching us.
Again, I'm not aware if this is the same entity, but I mean, it was just on this trip to the Giants, and Sin just kind of like looks left and right, just kind of looking at you guys like,
I would counter like thinking like there was like it was definitely consistently on our way back every night. It was something was sitting in the shadows, watching us all night.
Felt like
But
Well,
it could
again-
be-
well, again, just stay resolute and keep watch. You guys have made a fine impact on Latest since your arrival, and you guys do good work together. As any soldier or adventurer can tell you, just keep an eye on each other, make sure things are good. But I mean, as long as it's not a threat, just keep your eyes and ears open. And Cletus is like, radio, with a half bull smile, which Captain Wilton immediately averts his gaze from. Well, glad that you guys have returned, and I will say that is adequate information. So I will say that you fulfilled your end of the obligation, as he goes through his desk and starts counting out coins. Gotta pull this up. And he counts coins out and puts it in a bag and slides it over. I assume Conrad's probably up front.
yeah, so Kyra would pick him up.
It's pretty hefty. You assume it's the 2,000 gold. Well, if that is all, thank you for your hard work again. As far as I'm aware of, there's nothing new, at least on the request board. So you guys should be able to get some downtime. And just to, just since I know you guys are visitors to Elois, we do have the Exodus coming up. And so you guys will be in a somewhat lockdown state.
What's the
apologize.
Exodus?
It's a term we use, as I'm sure you were made aware on your arrival to Let's Test. There is a somewhat uneasy alliance with all the major cities, the chromatic dragons and the metallic dragons that live among Elois. And part of that treaty and alliance is that we restricted the time frames of when and how dragons are able to. He's kind of struggling with coming up with a more eloquent way of saying it, to mate. And following their mating cycle, they do have a little bit of time for the eggs to hatch, and part of the Exodus is this is the main bulk of the dragons who did mate this year. Their dragons are basically, they tell their the younglings and the wormlings, once they're able to venture out and fly, that they basically, and during that time, to reduce conflict and opportunity for violence or anything else, Celestia and Latest basically go into a lockdown mode where traveling is restricted to and from Latest, and basically people tend to keep indoors and keep in town.
So, like during that time, we'll only be indoors and in town.
Basically, if you guys try to leave Latest, you could force your way outside, but you will not find entry until the Exodus is over. And there have been years past when people have tried to venture outside, and it has led to their death.
Well, we'll be definitely sure to follow the rules for the Exodus then.
I thank you. I would hate to lose any of you over something so trivial as not being able to, adhere to guidelines. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's all Conrad does.
Yeah, Cletus is like, nope, we're good. Well, you guys have a fine evening, and thank you again.
Okay, take care, Walton, and have a good night.
You do the same.
Starts to walk out.
Yeah. Demisarius, Corn, Cletus and Sin make their way out. I assume Nat, you follow.
Yep.
Okay. You guys make your way outside of Captain Walton's office, go down the stairs, you exit the guardhouse, and when you guys leave outside, like it's dusk. There's still a bit of traffic. And Sin, looking around town, kind of looks towards you guys. He's like, Zibir, is this town looking kind of empty?
Perception check?
Yeah. Perception combined with an intelligence check.
Yep.
Yay.
Okay.
Off to a great start.
Yeah, Nat, you start looking around, and you can't tell at all. You're like, there's people here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's people here.
Yeah, it's people here. What? I don't know what the problem is.
That Nat 1 will come in later.
No.
Yeah. But Conrad, you look around and yeah, you've been around town when it's around this time of day. Seems like there's a lot of people missing.
Huh. Conrad says, that's weird. It's definitely pretty empty, Conrad says.
Yeah, it's not like completely empty, but if I had to put a mathematical term to it, since you first arrived in the test, it's probably around 60% of the people.
Hmm.
A good 40% of the people. And clear. This is like, I don't know. So the squawking box.
Damon, out of character, would it be an intelligence check to see if shops are open?
I mean, you can look around.
Okay, well, Connor will say, I gotta make a quick stop at the Valmart, but I'll meet you guys over there at the Squawking Box afterwards.
Damon was like, I mean, might as well just head over there together. It's on the way.
Okay, sure, Connor says. He starts making his way towards there.
You guys make your way to the market area, and the market is even a little bit more apparent. Like a couple of the stalls that were always kind of open are now just shut down. There's no wares, there's no signs. The stalls are still there, they're just vacant. But you guys do make your way over to Valmart, and it's still open. A lot of the stores are open.
Conrad enters.
Okay. Ding, 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 ding. And as soon as you walk inside, you see Gole Val in front, which I just realized you have never gotten his name, so
Yeah.
you just see the other guy. Same half-elf, kind of robust man, just, welcome.
Hello, Conrad says. He walks up to the counter.
Yeah, he still has that same, just very, just apathetic, just blank, just not really caring, just like, welcome to Valmart.
We certainly missed you, Nat says with her cat-like grin.
He just stares at you, no smile, no nothing. He's like, it's literally like a good 3 or 4 seconds of awkward pause. He's like, right. And he looks towards you, Conrad. He's like, so how could I help you today?
I was wondering if you have any playing cards, Conrad says.
Oh, the set of the Toys Be Us kind of area, but they're kind of shut down now. So really not quite sure. I
Hmm.
mean, I could place an order for one, but I mean, given what time it is and stuff like that, it may not get here for a while,
Yeah,
especially with
okay.
the Exodus coming up.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I was curious.
Cletus looks over. He's like, "Why is Toys B Us shut down?" And the other Val looks towards him, and he's like, "Oh, he died. Kragmer, guy who ran the store. He died during the ant attack."
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
Well, that's all I was actually looking for. Conrad says to the group. You guys don't want anything?
Cletus is like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a pot." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. What kind of pot?" Just give me a second. I'm waiting for Cletus' response. And Cletus is like, "Oh, metal one." And Val just stares at him, silent for another few seconds. Like, no, I meant what type of pot. As he gestures over to a corner of the store where you see a wide assortment of pots. There's cooking pots, big pots, little pans, teapots, things like that. There are a whole plethora of pots. And he's like, what type? And Cletus says, a large cooking metal pot. He's like, Val walks over, grabs one off the, you know, the shelf. He walks over. He's like this one, and it, Cletus. It's like a good, maybe six or 8 gallon pot, like a big, nice, big metal cooking pot. Something like this. That'll be 1 gold. Cletus hands him the gold, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, what's your name? We haven't got it before." And he looks over. He's like, "Oh, I'm Gully." And Cletus is like, "Oh, nice to meet you, Gully." And he looks towards the rest of you guys. Is like, "Is there anything else I can help you with today?"
I'm good, Conrad says.
Are you able to send mail? Natalia asks.
Well, I mean, I can.
That's all I needed to hear.
Okay. Is it just a standard letter?
Yeah, I might send more money. So might need a box.
Okay. Cletus, it's about 5 pounds. Let's just mark it down as 5 pounds. And he's like, okay. And he guides you towards the back room. And he grabs a little box and he's like, what did you need to send?
A letter, some money, and these berries. And she takes those out. Are they still good?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
How much money?
100 this time.
Okay. He's like, okay, yeah, I can send that. Just 50 gold for the cost of shipping and whatever else. Just put it in this box.
Okay.
And you hand him the 50 gold and start, putting your little box of supplies together.
Yeah.
You hand him the letter and the box, and you go through the same process with the griffins, and the griffin gets the stuff and flies away. He looks at you and he's like, "Oh, I was supposed to ask if there's a return one. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this."
It's alright. There'll be plenty of letters to send. So there'll be plenty of chances.
Okay. Just remind me next time. I'm still getting used to this.
No problem. Thank you. She walks out.
Okay. And he follows. He looks towards the rest of the group. Is that all I can do for you this evening?
Yeah, thank you. Connor makes his way out.
Yeah. Cletus and Damaster is like, yep, thank you.
Thank you.
And they follow. Okay. You guys exit Valmart, and you guys have the town of Latessa ahead of you.
Squawking box, Connor says.
Cletus is like, yeah, squawking box. Din-Din's calling me.
All right. Walks over.
Okay. And you guys make your way towards the squawking box. You guys enter inside, and it is pretty barren. It is just Lady Catmare at the bar. And Cletus immediately goes over to the bar and is like, oh, dinner. And Nat kind of stares at him for just a split second before Cletus realizes his error and is like, please? And she looks towards the rest of you guys coming in, and she's like, dinner all around?
Yes, please, Connor says as he walks into the bar.
Yes,
He's
please.
like, okay, I'll go grab it. Make sure your coin's on the bar by the time I get back. She seems, I wouldn't say upset, but she seems a little like just maybe not tired is the word, just kind of like exhausted. Like just a little down. Kind of straight and forward. But she exits the bar, goes in the back room, and within a few moments you hear this cooking going on, and you smell the aromas wafting in the bar. With how empty it is in here, you can pretty much assume that she probably hasn't really been cooking dinner till you guys arrived.
How much
But
is it, Damon? For the
it is
food?
2
Okay. Connor has some money on the front.
No. I assume everyone puts their money down.
Yeah.
Okay. After a good maybe 30, 40 minutes or so, she comes back out, just, like 3 plates in one hand, 4 plates in the other, and just starts dishing them out to all you guys.
Thank you, Connor says, and he starts to eat.
Yeah, Cletus is like, thanks, you okay, Lady Cat? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. And she just goes back to cleaning.
As Conrad's eating, he's like, what's going on with the town? Like, it's pretty empty.
Cat looks over, she's like, people keep leaving, disappearing.
Like, there's been, like, even more disappearances since we were gone.
It's never stopped.
So are, like, people just kind of staying inside now, or?
No, I mean, people do what they need to do, but there's just less of them. Between the Annan attack, this whole issue with people disappearing and, traders being attacked, it's just not a good time right now. And I'm sure some of the people may be just missing because they're probably fishermen or other people trying to get the last bit of work they can do until the Exodus, but there's still a lot of people missing.
Conrad continues eating.
And it is a good-ass meal. It's freshly cooked. Everything is delicious, as is all Lady Catmare's food. At this point, into Latesh, the party can, without a doubt, say that Lady Cat can cook.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys finish your meal, and it is delicious. You all have full bellies, and the night is yours. At this point, it's around like 7:30ish, 8, around that time.
Hey, Kat. He kind of waves her over.
Yeah. What's up?
Like, you wouldn't happen to have playing cards here, would you?
She thinks about it for a second, and she's like, I mean, I don't have one offhand, but, I mean, I can ask around up on the 3rd floor, but, She kind of like looks over at the stairs and look back toward you. She's like, "Yeah, I mean, probably not tonight."
Okay, yeah, I was just curious. Connor says,
Mm.
"Is it? Can I get some beer?"
She's like, "Yeah, not a problem. It's gonna be 2 silver."
Thanks, Connor says, and then he puts down 2 silver.
And Corn flies over to you, Conrad, and he's like, "So, are you gonna split up our money?"
Oh yes, I forgot. Okay, it was he like puts the gold on there and he starts dividing it up. So it was 285 per person, and then Cletus said he wanted the 5 gold left over since he didn't get the extra change last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one I'm controlling contests it.
Okay. So 285 per person out of character. Okay.
Okay. And Conrad,
Mm-hmm.
Corn flies over and well, I guess he's already there. So he goes ahead and gives you the 100 gold back.
Oh, you don't need that. You don't need to give me back, Corn. He kind of pushes it back to him. Like that was, a favor, not really a debt.
No, I just want to make sure.
You sure? Cameron says.
Yeah.
Okay, he takes it. Thanks.
He's like, "No problem, horny boy."
Careful with that.
And he immediately darts up the stairs. Doesn't say goodbye. Doesn't do anything. He just immediately darts upstairs.
Conrad kind of looks upstairs and like, he calls me horny boy, yet he's the one who went straight to the 3rd floor afterwards.
Damon Series looks over. He's like, "Well, do you know he went to the 3rd floor?"
No, but I can assume. God, just sips of beer.
Yeah, and Cletus, your meal actually came with a glass of milk.
Ooh.
You could probably assume that maybe Lady Catmara is rewarding your politeness.
And that will get a bottle of wine. If she would be
Okay.
so kind.
Of course, that will be 5 gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conrad also kind of comes to a realization, and then he kind of looks at Cat. By the way, Catmara, has any packages arrived for me?
She looks over at you. She's like, what do you mean?
Oh, I was expecting something to be delivered from the a character name, and it was the Dwarf Brothers, right? What was their names?
Yes.
Yeah, I was expecting something to be delivered for me from the blacksmith.
Remind me out of character again, because
It was the armor, because they said it would be.
Oh,
ready
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
2 days,
yeah.
and it's been like 6 days at this point. So.
Yeah. She does tell you that there is no package.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thanks.
That's why I assumed you were talking about, but
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Mintacore armor. Makes you
Yeah,
smell minty fresh.
But no, she does not have a package for you.
Okay. Power go back to sipping his beer.
You can always go visit them yourself in the morning. Nat says.
Yeah. I'll probably do it tomorrow, Connor says.
Okay.
Now I just want to enjoy my drink and relax. Connor just kind of says aspirated.
Yeah, Damus Aries literally gets 2 bottles of wine and just starts drinking the first one. Like, just starts chugging it, really. You can clearly tell Damus Aries is trying to get fucking drunk.
He deserves it. That's eating her food and taking swigs.
At this point, your meal is done.
You know, it's something like I just kind of like, You know, what's something I could really enjoy? Like, and then he kind of looks at the cat and is like, "Is there a bathhouse in the test?"
I mean, there is a bath building in Latest. She kind of looks at you, does a one up and down. She's like, I don't think it's what you think it is.
Conrad kind of sighs. I want to feel a bit pampered for a day for once. Conrad kind of chuckles.
There's always Tyriok, she says with that grin of hers.
Yeah, and Kat literally points to Nat, and she's like, she's not wrong. And Cletus is like, nope, she's not wrong, with just a sly bull smile on his face.
Conrad kind of goes like, the contemplative look, like stroking like his chin, like.
Nat does like a gentle shoulder nudge to him, going, huh? Huh?
And Cletus, Damasaris slides his bottle of wine over to you, and he's like, yeah, you can have some. And Cletus, for the second time since this campaign started, you guys see him take a swig of booze.
Yay! Conrad feels like raises his glass and takes a swig.
Nat does too. It goes, woo!
Yeah, Sin is just kind of sitting back, just kind of relaxing a little bit. He gets a bottle of wine as well, and you guys are just kind of sitting there drinking.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And after a little bit, Damon Sayers kind of looks towards the group, and he's like, well, I'm gonna get to bed a little early today.
Okay, yeah, you definitely earned the rest of the series.
Yeah, I've been neglecting my time with Cord lately, and I want to make sure I give him his due respects.
Well, you have quite the tale to tell him. Conrad kind of smiles at that.
Oh, there's no tale to tell. Cord knows of all my battles.
He
He
nods.
says just the shit-eating grin, like he's real proud of everything he's done.
He smiles and nods. Night, damn serious.
It was like night to everyone as he grabs his bottle of wine. And Lady Cat Mara looks at him as he's going up the stairs. She's like, don't get to bed too early. And she gives him like a slight wink. Not like a full-on Lady Cat Mara wink, but like just like a... With her mood, it's a wink, but it's not like the atypical like, oh, it's Lady Cat Mara's wink. It's kind of a half-assed wink, and he kind of like does a half salute towards her and heads up the stairs.
Karen says. What time is it right now, Damon? Out of character?
It's around like 8:30.
He kind of just like looks at Kat again, like, so who's available on the third floor?
I know Tyriok and Payne are available offhand.
Karen takes a... He takes a large swig and like...
Yeah, Cletus starts nudging you too.
I don't need another drink, by the way. I'm Arizes this.
And Sin's like watching all this happening. He's like, nah, as he runs upstairs. Sin literally watches you guys what's happening and just books it upstairs.
Conrad,
And Cletus is like, better run and beat him to it.
I'm
It
in
runs
no hurry.
upstairs.
I'm in no hurry, Conrad says, and he finished his first beer and he's now on the second.
Okay. It's gonna be wait.
It's over.
Oh no, it's a pitcher of ale.
Oh, it's a pitcher? I thought it was just like regular, like Stein or whatever.
I mean, it's a good sized pitcher.
Oh, okay, so I'll just...
Yeah, it almost kind of equates to almost a bottle of wine in the squawking box. Like,
Oh,
it's pretty
okay.
big.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was more like a pint. Never mind.
No, it's a pitcher, basically. Like, it's pretty big.
Woo!
That's like woo. Cletus
Actually,
is-
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
How much of his beer does he have right now? Like, all
Probably like halfway through.
right, Conrad's gonna slam it. I'm guessing that'll be an endurance check.
Yes.
Okay, one sec.
Cletus matches your swig. And yes, Cletus, Damasaries basically left the bottle for you. You assume he bought the second bottle just for you.
Oh,
As kind of like a no pressure, like, I'm just gonna leave this here, and if you drink it, you drink it.
that's the smartest thing you could have possibly done.
Well, I mean, he got his one night of Cletus drunk, so he is accepted of that. So, you know, just as, and Cletus is like, let's do this, and starts chugging his wine. So if you're gonna chug this wine, Cletus, I need an endurance check from you.
There's my endurance check, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, Conrad, you're doing pretty good. You don't know whether it's just, you know, like your body's just accepting this, and it's kind of equaling out with your stress and stuff. So you're kind of like just getting a little bit closer to normal, but you're a tiny bit buzzed. Cletus, you're pretty buzzed.
Nat's gonna join in on that too. Massive swig. Yeah.
Okay.
That one. Oh.
You're starting to get a little buzzed.
Ah.
So, Conrad, like, chugged all his beer, slams it down on the counter, and then he goes like, I'll be back or not, and then he walks upstairs to the third floor.
Okay. Yeah. You head upstairs.
Alright. What doors are open?
There's one door open left.
And do I recognize what door it is?
You know exactly whose door this is.
Pains?
I mean, do I have to say it?
I mean, you have to say it just so I know for sure.
Yes, it is Payne's door.
Don't run. No.
He's contemplating it. I can feel the wheels in his head turning.
Oh no!
Like,
In and out of
it's been a stressful week.
In and out of character, I am contemplating this.
Okay.
Take your time.
Well, yeah, you got time. She hasn't noticed you. You haven't walked up to the door yet. So I'll give you a few moments to gather yourself and figure out. Cletus, Nat, what are you doing?
I finished my bottle of wine, right? Or was I just getting like a...
Wait, you're finishing your bottle of wine?
Sure, why not?
Okay, give me another endurance check.
I know that's what both Cletus and Matt did.
I regret nothing.
No, that was just for a big chug. The wine's a little bit more stronger than the ale.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nat, you're kind of drunk now.
You only got the ale. Get that weak sauce out of here.
Yeah, you basically knocked out. Oh, Cletus does the same. He chugs his bottle of wine in defiance to Nat. Cletus, you've moved. You were pretty buzzed, but you're not drunk.
Conrad goes back downstairs to the bar.
Okay. So you just stand there for a few moments and then go to turn around.
Yep.
And as soon as you go to turn around, you hear a voice coming from the open door. She's like, "Aww." And it is very sweet sounding and very, very cute. It is just, aww.
So he goes downstairs first, right? Goes to the bar. And then he's not actually sitting at the bar. He actually puts the 2 silver down and he's like, I'm going to need another beer.
Okay. Lady Cat grabs the coin and gives you beer.
Chugs it, slams it.
Nuts.
Okay. Give me 2 endurance checks.
Yep.
Because that is...
Oh.
Okay, whoa! Okay, you are drunk, but you did not puke or anything. like you stomach that beer, but you are 2 pitchers in, so you are pretty drunk now. But you're in a good drunk mode. Like
Mhm.
you feel like you're on top of the world. Like
Drunk
you
in
know that
Nirvana.
level- yeah, like you've reached a level of drunken nirvana where you are drunk. You are down for anything. Everything is fine.
Mhm.
But you're still mentally like just connected to your body still. Like you're just
Yeah.
you are in a drunk nirvana.
Night, guys. Connor says, and he goes upstairs to the 3rd floor.
Well, aren't you boys
Okay.
full of surprises? Nat says.
And you make your way upstairs. You're now on the 3rd floor.
Is her door still open?
Yes.
He walks over.
Like to the door entrance.
Yeah.
Payne looks over and she almost like as you get to the door, she like you moment for the first time. Payne is just kind of sitting there, like kind of staring down at the floor, kind of sad like. And for that split moment, you see that, and you know you can feel however you want to. As soon as she like, out of the corner of her eye, you encapsulate that door, and she just looks over.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see her grinning, spiked, razor sharp teeth smile.
Mm-hmm.
And she just, honestly, this is probably the cutest you've ever seen here.
Mm-hmm.
Less of a imposing, threatening Pain, and more of a child, almost kind of an innocent look. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of nice at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Conrad says as he walks in.
Give me a charisma check.
Yeah. One sec. Nope.
Oh.
You're like, hello. And like, it would be normally awkward
Mm-hmm.
and very weird,
Mm-hmm.
but you're also obviously drunk, and it kind of plays into the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
And she giggles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using your nat 20 to help this roll.
Okay.
She just smiles and she kind of stands up and she just kind of slowly walks towards you. And she actually has her hands like behind her, like kind of clasped together, and she's like almost kind of like a little like shy. It's like, hi.
So, I've had quite the journey, and I could.
She's like, shut up
use-
and kiss me, as she like just goes towards you and grabs you and just brings you in for a kiss and closes the door.
Yep.
Rest in peace. It was nice knowing you.
Go ahead and give me one of those checks, because I have a feeling that you're probably going to be down for a lot of things this evening. So
Oh.
just
It didn't work.
it didn't work.
It says you attempted to use a roll command while looking for the. I need a token select.
Oh, okay. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Boop. Are you token on there? Nope, you're not a token on there. There.
Oh, there I am. Okay, one sec.
Go add your booze bonus to that. In atypical fashion, Payne does an amazing job, but you have a pretty raucous and wild night, ranging kind of similar to your first night, but there are a few times there where you actually take the lead because you're kind of a little, on kind of her demeanor, and because this is, the first time you were kind of nervous and you kind of had to be like goaded into it a little bit with intimidation and stuff like that. This time you've relinquished yourself to a wild night with Payne, so it actually turns out better for both of you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it is a pretty amazing night. You guys have a few drinks of that special drink that she gave you the first time, and she actually has some this time, and it goes for it's weird. Even like halfway through the night, you guys stop and you give her a massage. Give me a strength check.
Okay, one sec.
And she melted. Pretty sure she got an O just from the massage. And if you're not sure what an O is,
Okay.
I can tell you after the stream. But Yeah, you guys have a pretty amazing night. Probably one of the best nights you've ever had with a female in your entire life, and she's this 8 foot tall demon lady. So, yeah, you having a very amazing night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh,
Sorry,
Cletus.
I should say it.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say Connor has some magic touch.
Yep. Cletus, Nat. Yeah, yes, Conrad, you definitely used your tail. Cletus is right. There's probably like some tail. There's probably some tail on tail action. Like she uses her tail, you use your tail. Tails are all over the place. It's a crazy night.
Oh God.
Like the first night you had with Pain, it was mostly her doing everything and kind of destroying you. This night's a little different. Like this, it's a much more mutual night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah. Cletus, Nat, you guys are. One of you is drunk. One of you is buzzed. It is just you guys and Lady Cat Mara. That is it.
What?
What? Nothing. What?
No.
Cletus looks over and he's like, "So, what did you send your kids this time?"
Money, berries, and those berries that Conrad had before, and a letter.
I'm actually kind of sure that Cletus doesn't know about the berries, or the context of the berries. He's seen them, but I don't think Cletus saw what the berries were.
Out of character, he wasn't there when. Connor
Yeah,
first
so-
was there, so yeah.
So yeah, he's just kind of looking at you like, "Oh, berries, okay." But you can tell he's kind of confused.
Now it's like, oh, there are these berries that have thorns in them, and apparently tieflings like them. But I saw.
Cat looks over and she's like,
There we go.
"Thornberries."
Cheers. Cheers.
She's kind
One sec, guys.
Happy Father's Day. Happy
Okay, no problem.
Papa.
of, sorry, everyone. It's Father's Day. No one wish me happy Father's Day. Anyways,
All right.
but Lady Cat Mare looks over and she's like, "Oh, thornberries."
Pain has them.
Cletus. Oh, she's like, "Oh, I got a handful. Did you want to try one, Cletus?" Cletus is like, "Yeah, sure." And she goes back out. She goes back in the kitchen. After a couple moments, she comes out and she just has a single. It almost looks like a blackberry. Not a blackberry. It looks kind of like a grape. And she just hands it over to you, Cletus. Okay. I believe it's I better pull up the rules just to make sure.
So Nat's eyes open up a little bit, and she just watches.
Okay. Yeah, give me a con check. Not an endurance check, con check, Cletus. Okay. You eat the berry, and immediately it stabs into your mouth. And you're a big dude, but immediately it doesn't. Because of your kind of your general constitution, it hurts. But immediately, like once the berry breaks open and the thorn breaks into your mouth, the blood and the flavor of the thornberry that you get, it mixes in, and the pain just kind of goes away. Tastes pretty goddamn good. Like when the two flavors mix, it's sweet, kind of sour, and there's kind of like a slight metallic flavor to it, and it just blends together. Very good. And Cletus looks over at you, Nat, kind of nodded his head. He's like, "Oh, it's not bad."
Yeah, I managed to buy some from Pain, and I sent some back to the family at home.
Yeah, Cletus, you get the sense that eating a handful of these might not be the best idea, but you know, if you're careful and you have a little bit more constitution, it might be a nice little treat. But you wouldn't want to buy these from a grocery store and just start eating them. And Cletus looks over. He's like, you're no, so, God damn it, the message disappeared too quickly. You're good. You're good, Mom. Your mom and children must love you very much. Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm completely misread that. You're a good mom. Your children must love you very much.
I hope so. I'd be quite sad if they didn't. And I finished my bottle of wine, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're now drunk.
Nat gets another one.
Okay. It's gonna be another 5 gold.
Yeah.
And as Cat, okay, 5 gold. And as Cat delivers your guys' bottles of wine, she looks towards you guys. She's like, "Man, thank God I'm stocking up tomorrow. I'd be fucked to come Exodus with you guys."
Nat gives her finger guns.
She gives us a single one back. And right around this time, you guys see Trey walking downstairs. He gives a nod, guys, and it's one of those bro nods towards you guys. Cletus is like, "Hey, Trey," and he kind of does like a tiny bow towards Lady Catmara, and Lady Catmara sees him come in, and she looks at him and he's like, "Oh, thank God, you hold the fort." As Lady Catmara takes off her apron and starts heading upstairs, she's like, "Oh, I need to get me some of that." And you see her lick her lips and head upstairs. You hear her her footfall, even though she's a small little dwarf. With her pace and her strength, you can hear it. You get the sense that she just went up to the 2nd floor. And then you hear like a kind of a clatter from the 2nd floor as now 2 footfalls start heading up the stairs. You can only assume maybe the 4th floor.
It was nice knowing him. Hiccup. Nat just like lets it out like a hiccup.
And Trey kind of chuckles at that. He's like, "Yeah, Kat needs some stress relief with her condition."
And what do you do, Trey? Nat asks him.
What do you mean?
I mean, like here. Like, what do you usually do here? Nat asks him.
Well, I mean, I do work on the 3rd floor, and I, bouncer of the bar.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, we usually have to rotate, though, because none of us have the stamina that Lady Catmare has.
Really?
Yeah.
She-
I mean,
She's
and he kind of smirks and looks towards you guys. He's like, "How many times have you guys ever seen her sleep?"
She raised up a finger to answer, but then she just stays like silent.
Give me an intelligence check. Anyone who wants to. Well, you two. Kind of makes sense. Okay, Cletus, even though you're getting kind of drunk, you think back. There have been many times, Cletus, that you have gone to sleep, especially like when you first arrived in Latesse, where you went to sleep pretty late, and Lady Catmara was working. And then you went to sleep for a couple hours, woke up, and Lady Catmara was still working. And you guys think about it. She works, you guys will see her in the morning, starting up the bar, and you see her, there have been days that you guys have spent the day in the bar, and she's worked the entire day. And then the entire night. And then she's already there, freshen up in the morning. And you start to think about it, and you're like, Lady Catmara doesn't sleep.
That is pretty scary.
You say that?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it is. It's part of her curse. I mean, it's Cletus is like, curse. He's like, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard that Lady Chimera is very well aged for a dwarf.
So I've heard, Matt says.
It's like, well, back when she was an adventurer, her old party, they were on a quest in the Feywild, and she ate from a tree of life. And while it gifted her immortality, it also gifted her with endless life. So she no longer sleeps. And it's kind of a curse because, you know, at the end of the day, when you're stressed or tired or anything, you can go to sleep. Lady Chimera can't.
So she's restless. More of a...
Yeah. I mean, for the last 800 years, yeah.
Well...
And she might even be older than that. And Cletus is like, she's 800? And Trey's like, yeah. I mean, that's as far as we know. I mean, she could be older. You know, one thing that we heard about her was, you know, she was actually displaced in time a little bit. And, you know, when she was displaced in time, she was basically had to live out all those years until she caught back up with her old group. And Cletus is like, fuck. He's like, yes, I mean, Lady Cat's been in Elois for a few centuries at least. Squawking Box is one of the oldest establishments in Leteste. There's even rumors that she may have participated in the tail end of the Dragon Wars. And that was a good almost 1,000 years ago. No one's really sure exactly, but she is one crazy woman. Says it very monotone, just like, and Clear's like, damn.
Whew. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's almost unfathomable for you guys to like really get a concept of just living, never sleeping for centuries at a time. It's almost kind of scary.
My guess was way off. That's how she takes a swig.
Yeah, Cletus was like, speaking of adventures, didn't you used to be one, Trey? And Trey kind of shrugs. Also, Cletus didn't miss something. Explain that, Cletus. But Trey's like, I mean, everyone who works in the Squawking Box used to be an adventurer or killer or assassin or, I mean, we all come from different walks of life. Cricket.
And what kind of skills do you bring to the table? Nellen asks as she takes us after she takes a swing.
Oh, me? I mean, I mostly hit things hard. I was trained by a few different warriors to, you know, be able to hit things hard and hit them well. You know, I've always been a scrapper, kind of a fighter.
It's fun hitting stuff, isn't it?
That it is. Yeah, this year's stuff's still really broken up.
Alright, okay, typing.
I heard you were helping out at the festival, and were you doing anything in particular?
I mean, we mostly just kind of helped fund it. Lady Cat Mara really cares for Lites, so you know, she's actually one of the founders of the summer festival. And Cletus is like, "Oh, that's cool." And he kind of stands up, half stumbles, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed."
Oh, good night, Cleus. That says.
And Cletus stumbles up and goes upstairs. Oh, Cletus, technically you don't have a room anymore. Okay, yeah, I mean, if you got it for a month, yeah, you got a few more days on it. Never mind. Thought you were one of the weak people. Yeah, so just to remind everyone that got the room for the month, you are approaching the time. There's a lot of people who've already lost their rooms.
Who lost their rooms?
I think Cletus and Nat are the only ones who got it for a month. But, yeah, Cletus heads upstairs, gives you a half-hearted wave as he's kind of drunk. He's like, good night.
Good night.
He has his Minotaur grin on his face, showing his teeth as on the way up, and you're both pleased and unsettled at the same time.
Nat does her cat-like grin. I can grin too.
Yeah, Trey lets out like a slight shudder when he sees Cletus do the half smile. And once Cletus is up, you know, crests over the stairs, you hear Trey. It's kind of half whisper, half talk. He's like, "Oh God, that's unsettling."
Yes, it is.
It's just he like kind of leans into you. He's like, "It's just so weird. Like, cows aren't meant to smile, but he can smile, so it just looks really weird. Like the shape of his mouth and the teeth. It's just, you know, like on one sense, it's, you know, like it's kind of like cute and everything, but on the other sense, like it's equally parts, maybe a little bit more creepy and it's weird."
Nat puts a hand on his shoulder if he can, and she's just like, "He means well. It just gotta put up with it."
He's like, "I know, but shouldn't one of you guys tell him? Like, that might cause issues later on." Like, he shakes his head and kind of stands back up. No, Cletus, that's not what it looks like at all. Just for the viewers, Cletus sent a picture of it. No, Cletus, just for a quick second. Go ahead and you can continue now. I'm gonna pull something up to show Cletus and the viewers what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Nat.
The first time I ever saw that grin was during the festival.
Yeah, it's just it's weird.
If you really think it could be a problem, I suppose I could ask him about it.
I mean, I really don't want to, because I mean, it's, you know, it's not like it's his fault or anything. It's just a little bit unsettling.
Do you need a drink, Trey? No one asked.
Nah, I'm good. You know.
Will you be all right?
Yeah, I mean, we should be. I should be. Yeah.
I'm sorry you had to see that.
No, it's okay.
That takes a big swig of her wine.
Give me an endurance check since you've been steadily drinking this as well. And you're going to be slowly working your way into just pass out drunk again.
Yeah.
Apparently. Alright, we'll see about with your roll.
16.
Yeah, you're pretty drunk now. You're not pass out drunk yet, but you're pretty messed up.
Sure, I'm not sure if I would let him near my kids, but you know, he still means well.
I mean, he seems like a good guy. With your guys's, what you guys have done for the town. You guys have done pretty noble deeds, but, and as a fellow fighter and warrior, he has my respect, but I don't know, it's unsettling. I used to know a Minotaur years back, and he never smiled, like, ever. And it's weird because since that he never smiled, I just never visualized it. So now that I see it, it's just something I wish I didn't see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean to be rude. I know he's your ally and everything. It's weird.
I've seen it. I understand. Oh, I'm sorry if it's what's the word for it? It's
Unsettling.
yes. Thank you.
Again, it's okay. I mean, it's not like it's his fault or anything. But just to let Cletus and everyone know, it's kind of a combination between these two of how Minotaurs look like when they smile. So it's a combination of that and that. Like, yes, Cletus, you are beautiful. It's a little unsettling and weird. And Trey looks down at you. He's like, I'm an orc, and orcs don't really look that great when we smile, so we don't. But yeah, it's whatever. I should be accepting.
Maybe one day you'll smile too.
As he kind of like just, he kind of like, just like a half-hearted like,
Not giggling at that.
as his bottom tusks are, like he has pretty large tusks on the bottom part of his mouth, and they're always just kind of out. And when he talks, like, you can see like some of his teeth are pretty jagged, broken, and pretty messed up. You get the feeling that his smile might not be the most comfortable thing, to show people.
One of these days. That's it.
And he's like, well, I mean, I smile. And, he does like a half-assed like smile to where it doesn't like really open his mouth, like just the corners of his mouth curl up. But he's like, I can do this, but with Minotaurs, when they try to like smile, it just opens up their whole mouth.
Oh.
And yes, for anyone who's asking, I had to do a lot of research into bulls and cows on how they actually can smile and how the muscles in their head move. And yes, it is creepy. DM research for the win. Okay, Nat, what are you doing?
She is just gonna keep drinking until she inevitably passes out.
Give me one more endurance check because you're 2 bottles in like an hour and a half. Yeah, you pass out.
That's like
there's nothing.
Yeah,
you chug it. Go to say something and you just. And Trey just kind of. You don't know this, but for everyone else, like Trey just sighs, like looks at the camera. As he leaves you there because he can't leave his post.
That's fair.
But we will go ahead and take a break right now, since they will be a slightly shorter session, so this will be the halfway mark. So everyone get drinks, use the bathroom, do what you need to do. Conrad, go smoke your cigarette because I know you want to.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you probably need to smoke a cigarette after a night with pain.
Uh. I wonder if any of you guys saw that coming. Anyone there?
Ah.
I wonder if any of you guys saw that coming.
What?
The whole Conrad's gonna go to the third floor thing.
Oh, I did as soon as Sin ran up there. I was like, oh, I kind of don't think he will, but I'm like, he has had a stressful week, and he just did pound some booze. Like, just pounding booze before he went out there, I'm like, okay, he's, because I've been in that shoes in real life, where you're just like, fuck this, and you just pound some booze, and you're like, I'm having a night tonight. So I was like, if he's out of choices, and Sin realized that too. Yeah, Sin, just to let you know, you guys arrived back to town. You guys turned in your quest, told everything that was happening. You are currently in Tyriok's room. You
Your cat's also
there,
in my
Sin?
room. Yes.
I said Sin. Sin, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Yes, we are all talking. Hold on a second.
Voices.
Yeah, no, I had Conrad like I'm like, okay, he's had quite the time. He needs to relax, and my boy needs to let down some of that pressure.
Yeah.
I did like that little touch I did where he's like, you know what? Like, you know, he's just like, went right to the bar, slammed a drink, and like, okay, I'm good.
I'm just
Can
glad
you
I
hear
finally
us
got
now,
the.
Sin?
No, we gotta get Conrad to Tyrion.
Honestly, out of everyone, I think Daylock might need it. I also completely flubbed. Daylock also went upstairs. I
Oh, yeah, I
completely
totally
forgot about.
yeah,
I
same.
completely forgot about Daylock. I'm not gonna lie, that was my DM fault. Basically, like, we'll just retcon it that once you guys arrive, he just, oh, hey guys, I'm gonna go upstairs, study, and pray to Bahamut. So that's what he did.
Good boy.
That's what he was gonna do anyways.
Yeah, I was actually wondering because I'm like, where's Daylock? I'm like,
I'm just glad I finally got to talk to Trey.
Yeah, Trace seemed to like that he wanted to talk to someone.
uh-huh.
Not a lot of
And
people
the
talk
person
to
he
Trey.
talked to, and the person he talked to passed out. Look.
I mean, this is what the third time Trey has seen you get passed out drunk in the bar. So he kind of saw it coming.
The funny thing is, like, the way Moose, you were playing that, like, she was very organized, but I imagine she was like, oh, yeah, you know, Cletus has a fucking weird smile. Like, she
She's
must have been slurring her words.
she's seen it before.
Yeah, Sin's gonna reset. We'll wait for him to see how that goes.
That's
I'm
fine,
sure.
I'm still outside.
Yeah. So Conrad, was it different for you to have a night with Pain without the rape?
It was actually voluntarily for once.
100% voluntary. Yep.
Yeah.
And look, you had it's still really broken up.
Yeah, try disconnecting and reconnecting. We got time.
I honestly don't think that's going to be the issue. I think it's probably connectivity issue.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the boonies.
Either way.
Even though he said Bonnies. I know a lot of people who say boonies with one O, and I'm like, no. Boonies is two O's.
Yeah, when it was something like I was contemplating very much in character and out of character, and I'm like, okay, yeah, he needs this.
Yeah, still don't hear you, Sin, and we're still talking. Yes, we are talking. No, Corn is not sick. He was having computer issues. Yeah, to anyone watching the stream, yes, we had a few issues and down players this week, so it's a little hectic, but I'd rather it happen this week than another week because it's kind of a DL stream. But we have 0 viewers, so I guess it's not
Not too bad.
too bad. Yeah. We have 0 viewers, so
Not too bad. Did anyone else hear that echo?
Oh, that's probably for me watching the stream and you heard it.
Yeah.
Also, Nat, are you eating anything right now or doing something?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear it. I can hear it on the stream. just
Only
to
on the
let you know.
stream. Only on the stream.
Yeah, it's on the Discord. I can't hear it, but on the stream, yeah,
Nom
I can
nom.
definitely hear it. Okay. It was just a really weird, like, kind of squishy noise. Like it was just like, I'm just like, what the? Yeah. Please don't. We have an episode for farting.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna update Sin on what he was doing.
Yep. Can you hear us then?
I think he left.
Oh, he's back now.
Okay.
I don't think he can hear us though.
Okay, we will continue along. Just give us a minute or two more. I mean, it's not like we have anything crazy going on for this evening. Nothing still said? I'm assuming since he hasn't typed anything to me or in general chat.
Yeah.
This will also give me an opportunity to roll a cigarette real quick. Well, I suppose I can't complain about Tira since I wasn't here earlier. Okay. God, I want a burger. Yeah, we heard everything that has been happening the entire time since the stream has started. Just to let you know. The happy Father's Day stuff, everything. And I was sitting here all jealous because I'm like, oh, no one wished me happy Father's Day. I've never liked tequila. Okay.
I eat beforehand, so there you go.
Oh, I don't. I just start drinking. Food and alcohol don't mix for me because if I eat before I start drinking, I just don't get anything from it.
See, like, if I can't eat and drink at the same time. I gotta do one or the other.
Oh, no, I don't do it at the same time. I'm just saying, like, if I will literally skip meals before I start drinking, or it will just not have an effect. I usually wait until after the night of drinking is done, and then I drink some like regular fluids, and then eat before passing out. So then I can wake up and be all like, "Yay, I'm good to go." I don't feel like an asshole waking up. Okay, Sin's gonna just try catching the stream and responding through text, I guess. But we will continue.
All right.
Okay, now let me think. Who would? Okay, no. Jesus. Nat. You get woken up.
Who wakes me up?
You open up your eyes, really hazy, still kind of drunk, but you see Lady Cat Merrick carrying you up the stairs.
Oh, Lady Chimera.
She's like, oh, you're awake. How you doing, doll?
No, I was talking to Trey, and the next thing you knew, on the floor again.
Well, you were passed out on my bar, so I'm taking you up to your room. You can go back to sleep, little one.
Thank you very much.
Just try falling back asleep.
Yes, he does. He falls back.
Okay, yep. And that is the end of your evening. Because it was a couple hours before she came down. She was with Damus Arias, so she's the one who came and got you, so figured you'd probably wake up from that. But apart from that, I mean, honestly, I think it's gonna be Connor up.
He kind of like rolls his neck and then like opens his eyes.
Yeah, as soon as you wake up, you see the top of Payne's head just like right on your shoulder and chest. Like you're laying on your back and your arms kind of around her and she's just like cuddle up against you. And it is very cute looking.
Yeah.
She's not intimidating and imposing, and she's all just cuddle up or being cute. You don't know whether it's because she has such a scary demeanor, but when she gets cute, it's really cute.
And he kind of like brushes her hair a little bit and goes like, "Morning."
She kind of like nuzzles into it a little bit, and she's like, "Good morning."
I had a fun night last night, Conrad says.
She's like, "Oh, I did too. We need to do that again." And it just dawned on you, you don't think you paid for it.
Conrad kind of smiles like, maybe another time, yeah.
She's like, I would thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah, you can just kind of lay here all day, Conrad says.
She's like, I wouldn't mind. If we're going to do that, I think one of us should get breakfast. Actually, quickly, give me a strength check.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. You are tossed out of bed. Like, she literally just pushes you, and you just like slide and then fall right off the bed. You take one, I won't even, maybe 1 point of damage, maybe like it's half point of damage, maybe. Doesn't even mess with your HP, but it's like, oh, you kind of hurt your butt, and she kind of giggles. She's like, "Yeah, you go get us breakfast. Pain will be here."
He kind of like rubs his head, like as he's kind of getting up. Okay, and then like he
More
gets
your butt.
Yeah, okay, more his butt. Yeah, he does that, and like he gets dressed, and I'll be back, and he goes downstairs.
Okay. You make your way downstairs, and you see Corn down there, and he's not in his regular, like, as you get down there, like, he's not in his regular leather wear. It almost seems like there's just a bit of cloth draped over him.
Morning, Corin.
Morning.
So, what'd you do last night?
Also, you probably didn't get dressed, did you? Did you just borrow, like, Payne's robe or something?
Probably, yeah. I said
Okay.
get dressed, but I probably didn't get full.
Okay, so just for the visual, like, you have an oversized pink fluffy robe on you, and Corin, give me a perception check.
Corin's not here.
No, I'm saying you give me a perception check.
Okay, I'm like, okay, but sure, 1 sec.
Yeah, Corn's kind of wrapped up in like a little sheet or something like that. You're not quite sure what it is, but he's definitely not wearing his clothes. You almost look matching. His is kind of like a bluish color, but yours is pinkish, and it's just like you guys are clearly both not wearing your clothes.
So, would it be intelligence check, or can I just, infer that?
Yeah, you can assume.
Okay. So, you spent the night on the 3rd floor?
And he looks over at you. He's like, I mean, you did too.
Yeah, no, I'm not judging. You have a fun night?
Oh. Did.
Nice.
And you see Lady Catmare coming out, and she has a robe on. And she's like, and she sees you. She's like, oh, let me guess, you need a breakfast too?
For 2, actually, and I needed to go.
She like pauses. She's like, And whose breakfast is this?
For Payne, kind of what it says.
Okay, I'll get her usual. And she sets plates down, and Corn just grabs them, and it's 2 plates. And Corn grabs them. He's like, well, I'll see you later. As he just fucking speeds back up the stairs.
Have fun, Conrad says as he goes up.
Yeah, and it's a few moments, and Lady Catmare comes down, and she starts putting plates on the bar. Not towards you, just on the bar.
Okay,
and she
okay.
goes back, puts a couple more plates down, and then she comes out, and there's one plate that looks like all the other ones she set down. Then there's another one with mostly meat. And she hands that for you, and she's like, oh, this one's, and she points to the meat one. She's like, this one's Payne, and that one's for you.
Thanks, Conrad nods, and he picks it up.
Yeah, and then she grabs 2 plates, and she starts leaving the bar area, and she has 2 plates in one arm. She walks over to the door and puts flips the sign to closed on the bar. And she immediately follows you up the stairs.
Okay, Conrad just, so, why did you guys close up? As he kind of was going upstairs.
And she's like, oh, well, I'm busy today, and, there's no one really who can run the bar, so I figured, it's a good day to just, for everyone to relax and stuff like that, and, I'm a little busy myself, and she just has this shit-eating grin on her face. And as you look over at the plate, the one plate that she has, it's very large. You've seen this plate before.
Yeah. So Conrad's like, so you're going to Dan Stores for some breakfast?
She's like, yeah. Boy needs some food. Kind of spent all his energy last night.
Conrad chuckles. Well, I'm glad. It sounds like a lot of people had fun last night.
She's like, yep, that's what Squawking Box is. And you make your way to the 3rd floor, and you leave, and she continues up to the 4th floor.
Yeah, so Conrad goes to Payne's room.
And she's kind of sitting up right now. The blanket's at her waist, so everything up top is exposed. So you do get to see, her chest and everything. It's all out, and they are pretty nice.
Mhm.
Even on her very muscular frame, she looks pretty damn good.
Mhm.
And like she just sees you enter,
Mhm.
and she just kind of licks her lips and kind of gives her devilish pointy teeth grin as
Mhm.
she sees her breakfast. And she kind of scoots over a little bit and pats on the bed next to her.
Yeah, he sits down next to her and hands her a plate. Got us breakfast.
And you guys start enjoying your delicious breakfast, kind of semi-cuddled up in bed.
Mhm.
But we will pause on you for right now.
Yeah.
Cletus, you wake up. Correct. Cletus gets up, washes up, says a prayer to Cord, and let me guess, you head downstairs. Yeah, go ahead and give me a religion check. And go ahead and try talking, just to speed up this part. We will just have to make do with any roboting, just because this is going to be a tough spot, one-on-one, just going through everything, so...
I'll try.
Okay.
Yeah. Say my prayer and then go downstairs.
Okay. You go downstairs, and you see plates of food on the bar, and no one else.
I'm gonna sit down
Okay.
and start eating.
Okay. It is a delicious breakfast.
Okay. Is there a glass of milk at one of the plates?
Yes, there is.
Okay, I will drink the milk.
Okay. And it is delicious.
Great. I'm just gonna sit here and wait for everyone else.
Okay.
Not sure where they are, but I'm gonna wait.
Okay. If after like 5 or so minutes, you actually see Felton coming out from the back room. And he comes in the bar.
Good morning, Felton.
Good morning.
How have you been?
Well, good sir. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Just we got done with that the Giants quest. I don't know if you saw that on the board, but we got done with that. So
No, I heard
just got back
about
in last
that.
night.
Yeah, Lady Cat Mare told me this morning.
Cool. So hopefully all that business will be resolved, at least Lattes wise for now.
That's good. Seems you guys have a day of rest and relaxation ahead of you.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
No,
can I pay you for reserving my room for a while more?
I mean, Lady Catmara has the key right now, so probably would have to take it up with her. I mean, I could take the money and let her know, but I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that should be no problem.
Okay, works for me. I will reserve my room for another month.
Okay, that will be 5 silver, 3. That's 15 gold.
Okay, I hand him the gold.
Thank you. And he takes it and kind of sets it behind the bar. And you continue to eat your meal, and it is delicious. Felton just kind of starts cleaning up a little bit, and then he looks over. He's like, "Oh, never mind." You see him look towards the door and say, "Never mind," and he just sets the stuff back down and just kind of sits there.
I look at the door.
You see the sign of the door. It says "open" on this side, so you can only assume that the other side says "closed." For the first time since you've been here, Squawking Box is closed.
Well, that's interesting.
It's probably Lady Catmare is doing. She knows that you guys have been pretty busy lately, so she's probably just giving you guys the run of the place today.
Cool. Mind if I play with the chairs for a little bit?
Sure.
Cletus is going to try to construct a fort within the tables.
Okay. Give me.
Engineering.
It's gonna be a weird one. Not really, but sort of. Let me get an intelligence and a dex check.
Okay. Intelligence and dex.
Okay,
Ah.
there's a few times it falls down and you have to restack it, but you begin your work. You know, you have time. You go like 30, 40 minutes of doing this. Felton doesn't object whatsoever. He just kind of stares and watches. There's a couple of times he's like, "Oh, Sir Cletus, you should probably put that one over there." And you're like, "Oh, okay," and you do it. And you know, you start constructing a odd fort of chairs and tables.
Okay. Once I'm done, I'm going to ask Felden for a piece of cardboard and a marker.
Okay, well, cardboard doesn't exist in D&D world.
Okay.
I don't think
I
a
guess-
marker does either.
And markers really don't.
Okay, I just wanted to make a sign, so whatever materials I need to make a sign.
He's like, I could do something for you.
Cool.
And with a wave of his hand, a sign appears on your fort.
Oh,
Awesome.
force
And
powers.
he's like, what did you want it to say?
Can you make say Fort Cletus, corn not allowed?
He just kind of smirks at that. He's like, sure. And he does it in pretty nice font.
Awesome.
Felton is
I'm gonna go
wholesome.
sit in my fort. I'm gonna go sit in my fort and wait for everyone else.
Yeah, you literally, like, the way you design the fort, like, it's, you know, there's a couple parts that are see-through. A lot of it's probably see-through. But you did save a chair for yourself. So there's enough room for you to sit inside your fort on a chair. That's pretty much about it. There's not a whole bunch of room in it. You might be able to fit, like, maybe one more person in it. But you now have a fort kind of just, like, in the
Awesome.
corner of the bar.
Thanks a lot, Felton. I'm just gonna. Okay, once everyone else comes down, I'll disassemble this.
He's like, no worries. And, yeah, you have your fort.
All right, I'm gonna wait for everyone else.
Okay. Nat. You wake up.
Yeah, she washes up a bit. She's like, ugh.
Yeah, you were super groggy, super, like, just,
What was I doing last night? She just heads downstairs.
Okay. You make your way downstairs, and the sight immediately shocks you. As soon as you go down the stairs, to your left, you see Felton just kind of like, head on his palm, elbows on the front of the bar as he's just leaned over, staring. And then you look over, and there's just all the chairs and tables in the bar have just been piled up into like a ball.
What's going on? Not...
And
I
Felton,
pop my head out. Morning, Nat.
yeah, you see Cletus poke his head out of it.
Morning. Morning. She's just rubbing her head.
Yeah, Felton looks over at you, Nat, and he's like, "Oh, it's Lady Nat. It's Fort Cletus." As he just has like a half smile on his face.
I have the biggest shit-eating grin on my face.
Yes, he has a very large, unsettling bull grin.
She stares at that. So, are there any chairs left at the bar?
There are the stools, and that is it.
Okay, I will sit there.
Okay. Felton, as you're approaching the bar, he gestures towards one of the plates of the food on the bar.
Oh, thank you. And she starts eating.
It's pretty delicious.
I guess Trey went to bed, huh? She's just rubbing her eyes.
Yeah, you know, some of us do need sleep.
But weren't you pulling that long shift during the festival, or
And
something?
you saw how well that treated me.
You are right. He just keeps eating your food.
And it is delicious.
While Nat rethinks some of her decisions.
And like he just pops his head up, scans around, and tosses it back down.
Okay, I didn't hear any of that.
You toss what?
Let's give it a second. He's gonna type it. Yep, Cletus just continues to pop his head in and out every once in a while. Conrad, what is your plans for the day?
To be honest, like if I'm speaking out of character, eat breakfast with Pain in, maybe see if she wants to go for another round.
She is perfectly content with spending the day with you.
Alright, he's up for that.
Okay. I will say in shorthand, you guys fool around a little bit more after breakfast. You guys cuddle, take a nap again, wake up. You guys discuss things. You probably have questions about tieflings and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
things about her. And after this session, I'll go over some of that information. But
Yeah.
she basically just tells you that, in short, she used to be a paladin cleric of a darker god
Uh-huh.
when she was younger, and that she was found by Lady Catmera.
Uh-huh.
She was still relatively young, and Lady Catmera basically guided her to being, taking her power and using it for good.
Uh-huh.
She helped Lady Catmera for about a year.
Uh-huh.
Went and did her own thing, and then Lady Catmera, after a couple more years, into the Squawking Box, where she's been in employment here ever since.
Cool.
Give me one more check.
Okay, one sec.
Let me make sure that you have your token.
Yeah, I need the token, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Just give me a second. I might as well just put these tokens on all the maps that don't really need them. Boop.
Actually, what's it called, Damon?
Yeah.
Kara would actually talk about himself as well.
Okay. For the most part, knowledge that's already known to the party in the campaign.
You would actually go further.
Okay. Anything in particular?
I'm actually thinking you would talk all about all of it, but we can discuss that afterwards.
Well, okay. Well, because honestly, I don't think there's much that the campaign and players don't know.
No, I'm saying he would discuss the whole thing. The
Oh,
whole
so
story.
everything. Okay,
Everything.
she kind of consoles you on some of the issues you had,
Mhm.
and kind of sympathizes with you.
Mhm.
She understands what it's like. She was raised in a tiefling kind of area.
Mhm.
But once she left that kind of area and was kind of drawn into the darkness,
Mhm.
when she tried to do the flip, a lot of people mistrusted her and stuff like that. She had to deal with a lot of people who knew her when she was kind of evil,
Mhm.
and she understands how it can feel to be on one path and everyone thinking that you're on a different
Mhm.
path, and she sympathizes.
Okay, cool.
It's actually pretty touching. You honestly, you can tell that Payne is a very straightforward, stern type of woman,
Mhm.
but there is a softness to her that, as you get to know her, you see it more and more and more,
Mhm.
and you get the sense that from the story that she told you, that a lot of that like outward appearance that she shows everyone probably comes from the time when she was like the grand executioner
Mhm.
and cleric and paladin for this order, this basically like dark cult.
Yeah.
And you think that's something that she carries on, but you're definitely seeing a different side of her.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pretty cute and attractive, honestly. But
Mhm.
I'm not saying you're falling for her.
Oh yeah, no.
Saying you're definitely getting a different look at Pain, and you're seeing her in a new light.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I accidentally moved the squawking box. There it goes. Okay, so you have a wonderful, wonderful day with Pain. Um, Cletus and Nat. You guys do eventually see Sin come down, and he grabs his breakfast, eats it, kind of stares at the fort,
Vincent.
rolls his eyes, and he's like, "Morning." And he kind of looks like butter, like just melted butter. Like a lot of the sarcasm and stuff that you normally see with him is just kind of like just kind of faded away into like just kind of like a sublime, just like whatever.
You saw Teriak, didn't you?
Yeah, both of you are very aware of that sensation and look on his face because you both have experienced it. Yes, this is the day after a night with Teriak of just like, eh. He's like, no, good on Teriak. Jesus. But Sin looks at you. He's like, oh, nothing like that. But Jesus, oh man, like the massages and just getting stuff off your chest. Oh, it was pretty good. And he just
I mean,
grabs,
we've all seen him, so, you know.
and Sin's like, okay, well, you have fun with whatever you're doing, that. And he looks over at the pile of wood. And, you know, he's like, okay. And he just walks away. He goes back upstairs. He's like, oh, I'm going to go work on a few of my spells and stuff today. You guys have a good... Okay, you have fun too. Nat, give me a perception check.
Ah, man.
The rolls have not...
Technically, you see it, but this is the second negative roll or natural one that I now have to take into account. But you look over at the sign for I know what I'll do. You look over at the fort. The sign no longer says what it says.
Did she actually see the sign before?
I assume so. When you came down, it's a pretty decent sized sign.
Okay, so it says something else?
Yeah.
What does it say?
The dumb smiling cow. And you start laughing and laughing. And you fall out of your chair taking 1 point of damage.
Ow!
And then as you're falling, you go and you try to catch yourself on another stool, and you almost basically smack yourself with another stool, suffering another 3 points of damage.
So that's 6 damage in total?
So now you have 4 points of damage, you have a black eye, and your nose is slightly bloody. But you're still laughing.
Ow!
What are you laughing at?
She points. She points. Yeah, she points at the sign.
Yeah, Cletus, you look at the sign, and the words have changed. And Cletus is like, ah!
And I said, too. She is covering her face because she hit her face again. Ah.
And then Cletus looks over at Felton and is like, Felton! It's like, he puts both of his hands up and shakes his head. He's like, nope, you get one. You gotta take it up with the other, wizard. As he just has like a slight smile on his face. And Cletus is like, fucker. And Cletus begins to dismantle the fort. But Cletus, Nat, what are your guys' plans for the day? Prowling? Prowling what? Okay. Give me a perception and a charisma check. Okay. Cletus, you go outside and like you start looking around trying to find some grills to get. And I say grills because he made a typo and said grills instead of girls. I'm so witty. You go around and like you do see a few ladies, and you go up and walk up to them and stuff like that, and you're like, good morning, miss. And she turns around, and it is just, you're immediately like taken aback. You're like, oh, never mind, sorry, I thought you were someone else. As there's just like a pig orc in front of you, like just horrible. And there you do eventually find another girl, and you're trying to be all smooth and stuff like that. You're like, oh, hey, ladies, and you just trip and fall and smack on your face. And you're like, and they just kind of giggle and walk away. And this happened the same way like 2 or 3 more times of just miss. And within your heart, like you're doing it right, you just feel like you're not finding the right audience. Okay. Yeah, you go to the store. What do you we'll take care of what you need to get later. So after that, what are you gonna do? Just to let the stream know he wanted to go to the haberdashery. You go there and she's not there. It is the youngest child, which is the boy, and the mother. Okay. I will let you know that while you were there, the Miss Welton and her child seem a little sick. You assume that the daughter may be probably sick, because you know how families get. One of them gets sick, everyone gets sick. And you make your way back to the bar, and Sid is locked away. Well, his door's closed. Okay. You knock. Go ahead and just give me audio, because this is going to be a weird conversation. Go back and forth with.
Hey, Sin, are you in there?
You see the door crack, and you look down, and you just see it's pushed open like maybe an inch. He's like, "What do you want?"
Oh, well, you said that you might be able to help me look to see if there's a letter for me quotes.
He looks out the window. He's like, something like that we might want to do at nighttime.
Okay.
Yeah. Come get me later tonight.
Sounds good. I'll be down at the bar. I go back down to the bar.
Okay. Nat, what are you doing?
Asking Felton if it's noticeable.
What is noticeable? Oh, yes. He's like, ugh. I mean, you might want to avoid mirrors for the next day.
That's not.
As you touch it, your eye's a little swollen.
Ow.
And you can't see it, but you're pretty sure. And then phone's like, I mean, do
I what?
you want to see it?
I guess.
And he snaps his fingers, and a translucent, flat surface appears in front of your face. And you see yourself.
Oh, God!
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Your eye's a little swollen. It's like bruised up real bad. It's like black and purple, a little bit of green on the outside, and your nose is slightly swollen a little bit. And you're like three shades of fucked up right now.
This is the worst. Just rubbing her face a bit.
And he kind of smiles. Is like, just don't ask if you think or if I think you're still pretty. As he kind of smiles to himself, and then with another snap, the mirror disappears.
All right, sure.
And Cletus, just for references, she's probably about like 14. I mean, technically, again, in D&D terms, that's not completely outside the realms of crazy, but I get the sense that Cletus, Cletus probably is not for that. Anyways, yeah, Nat. You got a messed up face and nothing really to do today. So what are you gonna do?
Is there a way to fix it?
Your face?
Yes.
Do you ask Felton that?
Sure.
He's like, oh, well, I mean, a potion might be able to help, but I mean, you know, something like that still needs to heal a little bit.
Yeah, you're right. Ugh. Ew.
Hey, don't get upset, okay? You're the one who rolled 2 natural ones. This is a combination of 2 natural 1 punishments. In the grand scope of natural 1 punishments, not that bad.
Now that's going ahead.
Yeah. So what are your plans?
Drink a potion. Go upstairs and
Okay.
drink a potion.
Okay, mark her off a potion.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? You're the one who's drinking a potion.
That's to me.
Oh.
Sassy pants. Let me look for my potions.
So what happens when you talk out loud to yourself? In a game of D&D, I'm automatically going to assume you're talking to me.
Then she's gonna go see Melodious.
Okay. You make your way over there. And as you're walking out and traveling towards the market, you see Cletus on the ground as 2 girls walk away giggling. He's a bit off in the distance, though.
That goes over.
To where?
Cletus.
He's walking the other way. You want to follow him?
Maybe I'll try to catch up to him later. She just keeps going back to the magic shop.
Yeah, you even from this distance, it looks like he's on a mission.
Sounds about right. At this point, now it's just only trying to recover.
Yeah. You make your way over to the Toad in the Hole.
Melodious, are you here?
And, yeah. As soon as you enter, you see the satyr right behind. He's actually facing away from you, in front of his like counter, and he's just kind of setting up some things. And as soon as you enter, he's like, "Oh, hello, Miss Nat, right?"
You are correct.
I knew I'd get it eventually. How can I help you today?
Did you ever get potions in stock? Or
I should be receiving a shipment for tomorrow.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it is. Potions tend to be one of my bigger sellers, so you guys should try to get in as early as you can tomorrow.
I was out with my party yesterday, and I tried to set spider webs on fire, but of course my magic wasn't working.
Oh, of course. And he runs behind his counter and he pulls out like a like a book almost, and he opens it up, pulls out a feather quill, and starts writing what you said down. And he's like, "Okay, and what happened?"
My magic wasn't working. It would just fizzle out, and I tried.
So, like you were saying before.
Yeah, and when I tried it,
And he's just sitting there scribbling away as you're talking.
and when I tried it about 3 or 4 times, my neck was starting to burn, and there was practically smoke. And
I see. It was probably burning your flesh as he continues to write.
oh yes, quite. she's trying to like nudge it, try to like nudge it off a bit.
He does not move.
Ah, this thing's the worst. Ah. It's making like weird sounds like ah.
Well, there is good news. I did consult one of my associates in Celestia, and he will actually be assisting me in a little bit of research in said item, and to be giving me a few notes that he has. And once we do that, I would be available to fully start experimenting or testing it if you would like. But this probably wouldn't be until after the Exodus. I mean, we could start experimenting beforehand. We don't want to lose our head, as he kind of like chuckles about the situation. You visibly see your head exploding in your mind. And you're like,
She places like a few fingers like on her neck, and she's like, It's not your head you're talking about.
oh, I'm sure it'll be fine, Miss Nat. Just have a scroll of resurrection or something nearby. Hopefully the gods will let you come back. He kind of chuckles to himself.
I don't think you're helping.
Oh, I am helping, lady. It's just, it's a tricky situation. The stronger and more powerful the magic of an item, once you start getting into more rare types and stronger magics and stronger arcane and runic compositions, you're kind of dealing with a mixed bag. And just because someone can identify and figure out what types of magics are used doesn't mean that automatically know and understand the intricacies that went into designing it. So it is experimentation.
She is starting to hate the person who made it very much.
But again, like I said, I mean, you don't go through all this effort, as he points towards your collar, without having a reason behind it. So I'm sure, we'll be able to figure that out.
At most, I just wanted to stop trying to burn, melt my head off, or something.
No, I mean, I don't think that's the collar's fault.
What do you mean?
I think it might be user error. Because so far, what you've told me is it doesn't really burn when you just try to use a spell. It's when you use a spell, it doesn't work, and then you keep trying over and over again. So yes, user error.
She's actually pondering that a bit.
Well, if I was you, and I'm not, as he clearly points down to his goat legs, I would, save trying to overload it for our experiments. Maybe for now, in the time being, if you try to call upon your arcane powers, if it doesn't work, maybe not try to push it, because you'll kind of ruin my experiment if you die before we get to it.
She does a very deep sigh. She's like, fine. Puts the scarf back on.
Is there anything else I could help you with today?
I don't mind experimenting early or anything like that. but I don't know what we're going to be doing after the Exodus.
Well, I mean, I do have a shop to run. Clientele should be down during the Exodus, so if you wanted to wait until then to experiment, that probably would be for the best. And afterwards, I mean, we'll try not to damage it or kill you.
That's all I can ask for. Thanks? Question mark.
He's like, oh, no, thank you. As he kind of like tightens up his lab coat a little bit and, you know, puts his book away, puts it back under the counter.
Have a good one. She thinks about the head exploding thing again. She's and just walks out.
You do the same.
And she heads back to the box.
Okay. You head back. It's empty.
Where did Felton go?
Oh, Felton's there. Sorry.
Oh. Can I get another bottle of wine, please?
Of course. 5 gold.
I'm gonna need it.
And he gives you a bottle of wine.
She just starts chugging.
Okay. Chugging or drinking?
Chug.
Okay. I mean, endurance check.
Endurance.
Okay. Get a light buzz going. You start drinking it and stuff like that, and after about like 10, 15 or so minutes, you see Cletus walk through the front door. Looking a little dismayed. And a slight tuft of dirt and grass on the top of his horn.
What happened to you?
Don't want to talk about it. I'll be right back.
Alright.
I'm assuming that's when I go up and find Sin.
And after a few moments, I head back down to the bar after that.
Yes, I did.
Okay. After a few moments, you see him come back down. Looking even slightly more dismayed.
Fulton, a bottle of wine, please.
Of course. 5 gold, please. And as you approach the bar, he looks over and he snaps his fingers. Cletus, you don't realize it. Well, you do. You feel like there's something like removed from your face and head. And that you see that little bit of dirt and stuff that was on Cletus's head just vanish.
I guess do I like feel up on my head?
Nothing.
And did I know it was there?
What was that?
Did I know the grass was there?
Probably not.
Okay, then I get my bottle of wine
Mm-hmm.
and I start drinking.
Okay.
I do not chug it.
Okay. You guys go through your wine. Eventually you see around lunchtime you see Daylock come downstairs. He waves towards you guys. He's like, "Oh, good morning." I assume Cletus said afternoon, Daylock. And Cletus is like, care to join us? And Daylock's, oh no, I'm attending to the, Sir Raylon and Lady Damarel today, so I will be a little, busy with them. And Cletus is like, okay, well, let us know if you need any help. And he nods. He's, thank you. And he looks towards Felton. He's like, 3 meals, please. As he sets the money down, Felton goes back and after a few moments comes back in with 3 plates. And Cletus is like, oh, are they here? And Daylock is like, oh, yes, they're up. We're up in Platinum Band's room right now. And Cletus is like, cool. And Daylock goes to grab the plates and heads upstairs, and Cletus is like, okay, well, tell him I said hi. And he gives a nod as he goes upstairs. And you guys just continue to plan to drink for the day?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, was Dr. Felton.
Okay.
So, Felton, we're kind of learning a little bit about the Squat and Box members. Did you used to be an adventurer?
I cannot hear you. I heard that. Can you be adventurer? And Felton says, well, sort of. I used to be a scholar mostly.
I see that you do you usually use your powers to help with the work life? As she nudges to the she does a thumb pointing backwards.
And he actually leans in real close. He's like, no, Lady Catmara doesn't allow me to. And he kind of stands back up. Cletus looks over. He's like, oh, what did you research? And Felton's like, oh, just, different studies. Traveled the world, just, going from one thing to the next of whatever I fancied at the moment. Kind of a wasted life, to be honest. And Cletus is like, oh, how did you meet Lady Cat? And immediately he, does a slight shudder. He's like, that's a story for another day.
Do you need a drink?
I always need a drink, miss. And Cletus is like, okay. Cletus goes to slide his wine bottle towards him, and Felton puts up his hand and shakes his head no. He's like, no, I'll probably be running the bar today, so...
Ooh.
Okay, when you get a break or something, I would love to have a drink. And Cletus is like, well, when you get a break or something, I would love to have a drink with you. He's like, probably have to be another day. Seems Lady Catmara is disposed of today.
Likewise, that says. I'm gonna need a lot.
Yeah, and Cletus shakes his head. He's like, poor Demosaries. And Felton kind of chuckles. He's like, no, poor whoever he gets in the next fight with. I mean, with how much of a hit to his stamina he's going to be getting today, he's going to come out the other side stronger for it.
Are we talking about the same thing here? That's what that says.
Yes, we are.
Oh.
But if you know Lady Catmara, she doesn't do anything simple or small.
That is good to know. He grabs and does another big swing.
You guys continue to drink and stuff like that. Afternoon kind of turns into evening. Conrad.
Yes.
Eventually, Payne would like some dinner.
All right. So I guess Conrad's like, okay. Do you want to get it?
She kind of just sits there, looking at you, kind of coy. She's like, "Well, what do you think?"
Okay.
You get the feeling she's reveling in having a chivalrous type of guy, kind of waiting on her for the day.
Yeah. He kind of winks like, okay, I'll go get it.
Okay. And as soon as you leave your room, you see Corn fluttering out of his, out of Yulan's room.
Yep.
And he flies over and he's like, dinner?
Yep.
He nods his head.
So as they're going downstairs, you go like, how was round two of the Yulan?
He's like, round two?
Power juggles.
He's like, how was yours?
Fun. That's nice, actually. able to decompress after a long journey.
Here, here. I assume you're still in her pink robe.
I kind of, yeah, I would think so, yeah, because like
Okay.
you're fully
Yeah.
dressed for the whole
Yeah,
thing.
it's a lot of work to get into your clothes,
Yeah,
whereas you
so-
can just like wrap yourself up in the robe.
Yep.
So Nat and Cletus, you guys watch as Conrad and Corn come down. One is basically like wrapped up in like not really a sheet. It's like a little blue bit of cloth that he's just kind of wrapped up in. And you see Conrad, and yeah, you guys have all seen it. Yeah, you see Conrad in Payne's oversized pink fluffy robe.
That's like,
Hey guys, how's it going? Conrad says he's not like actually embarrassed about it. He's just kind of like leaning out against the counter, and he sees Felton, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Hey, can I get dinner for me and Payne to go?"
He pauses and kind of like, oh, just kind of you assume slightly surprised that you're with Payne.
Mhm.
And he gives like a gentle smile to that. He's like, of course.
Mhm.
And Corin's like, oh, I need the same. And Cletus looks over. He's like, Corin, you missed my fort. And he's like, you guys having a good day?
Very good. Conrad.
Nah.
He's got this with a bit of relevance in his voice.
our day is probably nothing compared to yours, I'm assuming. And she's like, she's kind of like laughing a little bit.
Yeah, you guys look at Cletus, Conrad, and Corin, and they're looking pretty good. There's a glow about them.
Yep.
But Felton goes back, and after a little bit, comes out with 4 plates, and he looks towards Nat and Cletus and goes back in. And after a moment, he comes back out with 2 more plates for you, Nat, and you, Cletus. Okay, and Cletus is like, oh, thank you. And he flicks his silver at him. Felton does not take it. He literally lets it fly behind, hit the back of the wall, and land on the bar. And he's like, thank you, sir.
So what do you
Yeah.
guys do all today? Conrad says is like I guess he's picking up the meals.
And
This?
Corin's like, I would love to continue and talk, but I mean, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I got better things to do. As he flies up the stairs.
That's a good point, Conrad says actually, and he's like, you know what? I'm keeping the lady wait. So, peace out, Conrad says, and he gets the stuff and goes upstairs.
And as Conrad and Cletus or Corin goes up the stairs, Cletus is like, I built a fort. Bye. And you hear just in a slight light voice from Corin, still don't care.
Conrad like glasses like his ass off as like he hears that.
You get the sense, Cletus, that on any other day this would get to him. Not today.
You boys are certainly full of surprises, aren't you? She takes a swig.
And Cletus is like, yes, we are. And after you guys just, I assume you eat Nat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You guys enjoy your delicious meal. And then I would say like 20 or so minutes later, you hear footfall coming down the stairs.
Oh no, who is it?
And you look over, and I'm gonna gesture it real quick just so that some of you guys who are not familiar with it can see it. You see her come down the stairs. And she gives a nod towards Felton, and Cletus is like, hello. And she doesn't say anything. She just walks over, and her hips are like just swaying back and forth with this. Like, it's very think like Lola Bunny off of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, like in her demeanor, how she moves and stuff like that. And Captain Felton grabs a very nice bottle of wine from behind the bar, hands it over, and she looks over towards you, Cletus. And she's like, "You upstairs now."
Nat does a spit take. Wait, what?
Cletus is like, yes, ma'am."
Wait, what?
And he gets up, and he stands up, and Gypsy looks towards you, and she says, "No talking." And Cletus just nods, and you follow upstairs. Okay, Cletus goes upstairs as Gypsy starts heading upstairs. And Nat, you just watch him go upstairs. And I'm assuming Cletus turns around and just smiles at Nat. Cow smile, yeah. You get a bull smile on the way up.
That's two things that are unsettling.
Yep. And Cletus, you make your way upstairs, and she guides you right over to her room. And in short, you get to her room. She gestures you to sit down on her bed, and she goes to the bottle, starts drinking out of it, and she says, "Clothes off." And Cletus follows her every command, and she kind of goes up to you after you get naked. And she's like, "Huh, I've never been with a Minotaur before. Don't disappoint me. Go ahead and give me a check."
Okay, now I see the world's ending. Goodbye, everybody. Ah.
Okay. From your perspective, it's an amazing night, Cletus. It's amazing night. Good night for you, Cletus. Yeah. Woohoo indeed, Cletus. And Nat, you're just kind of sitting there.
Nat goes to Felton and says, "Let me guess, someone's gonna come down and take you upstairs too."
And Felton kind of smiles. He's like, "No, none of these people could handle me," as he winks at you.
I bet. She takes another swing.
And eventually, Sin comes down, grabs dinner. Kind of like, "What are you doing, Nat?"
I just saw the impossible. Somebody.
Pictures or didn't happen. As he just grabs his food and starts heading upstairs.
What? Wait! I didn't even.
Well, what did you see?
Somebody wanted Cletus upstairs.
Who?
Nat explains like her build and everything. Like, I don't know if he knows her by name. So, like,
I don't think you know her by name.
yeah, I don't know her by name, but I described the woman to him.
Actually, yes, you would know her name.
Okay, so
Yeah, 'cause you were given the description that night of who works there.
yeah, so I pretty much tell him about Gypsy.
He's like half-assed nodding towards you, like, sure. Maybe she just wanted him to lift something for her.
He's kind of laughing at that. I'm sure something's. Never mind. She just takes a swig.
He kind of look. He goes to turn to go upstairs, and he looks back at you. He's like, "Nat, you know what'd be really funny?
What?
Deny it ever happened."
Nat gives him finger guns.
He gives a single finger crossbow back, and it's like, "Yep, As he has just a shit-eating grin on his face as he heads upstairs.
Ah, must be nice. Takes a massive swig.
Cletus, no, you never get her name. Cletus just asked if he knows Gypsy's name, and no, there's not a lot of talking. Yeah, so Nat, starting to get, getting into evening, dinner time. You eat dinner. What do you want to do?
Get passed out drunk.
Okay, give me, 5 gold, and then do an endurance check. 2 of them.
At least Booze loves me. She takes a massive swig. Woo.
I mean, your children love you.
They do. And I love them. Is that what Felton is saying?
No, that was the voice of God. Your inner monologue.
Alright, endurance check. Na.
Okay. Give me another one.
No regrets.
Okay, you're pretty buzzed, but not drunk. And you finished your second bottle of wine. If you want to get passed out drunk, it's going to require more booze.
You know it.
Okay, it's going to be another 5 gold. Give me an endurance check.
And while she's doing that, Nellen asks, how do you get to work in the squawking box to Felton? Another endurance check?
Yeah. Lady Catmara hires you. And you're talking about this, and how do you go work here? He's like, oh, Lady Catmara hires you, and you take another big swig. That's cool. As your head hits the bar. And you're immediately woken up by Felton,
What?
who looks at you.
What?
He gestures right next to you. And almost out of the ethereal plane, there's now a bed next to you. You're in the bar, but now there's a bed next to you.
Wait, what?
There's a bed right on the bar, or right on the bar floor. There's just a bed next to you now. And he's kind of gesturing you towards it. And it looks pretty comfy, and you're pass out ready.
She tried to take another swig of her booze and tries to go for the bed. She's trying to.
It is close enough that you can literally swig and just roll off the bar stool into the bed. You don't even have to stand up. It's right there.
Thanks. Go.
Yeah, you pass out. And we will go ahead and end this session tonight. With everyone having a pretty decent day, even Cletus. I rolled a D100 on that. So go ahead and stop the stream.